It's like a
It's a complete sentence. If you ask me, Charlene, you come into my house? No. I don't need to explain why. I don't need to. I just said no.
right.
And once I realize that I don't need to uh have a conversation after I've said no, I felt freer. I did. I felt freer when I realized I have a choice in this thing too. I can't. I don't have to just leave it up to him if he wants me or not. Bitch, wait a minute.
I think my wake up moment was when I finally got on the right combination of meds,
Mm,
understood, and I started reading and paying attention to my body more. And my wake up moment was I can control this to the best that I can. Like I can't take it away. I'm with this for life. I have to take this medication for life. Like
right.
but I can control how far I take things. Like
Right.
going through a depressive episode, I can control how deep I allow myself to go. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
allow this disorder to take over me and define who I am.
No, you can't. You can't do that.
Exactly.
You
And
don't.
that's doing
Can't.
that time in my life. And I just got to the point of being able to like put my foot down and be like, okay, I am in control of me,
Right.
my life.
Right.
So that was my wake up moment. And then I started setting boundaries and writing down my triggers, and
That's when you lost friends, though. When you set
that
boundaries.
started losing people. Exactly.
Hmm.
Then I was noticing like because I would go through certain manic moments, like I would get close to people who I really didn't intend to keep in my life. It
Oh,
because they may have had something that I needed at the time.
you know
Especially
what? I did a lot of that. I did a lot of that. I did a lot of, okay, this is what I need, so this is what I'm going to exchange.
because
Okay.
like when you're going through a manic episode, like you're not thinking normally, you're not thinking rationally. You
But
are
I'm not medicated. That's not
yeah,
that's this
you're
is just the
incapable of
difference. I'm not
thinking.
medicated. And I'm working off of pure willpower. When I may need to be, I do take a happy pill every day though. She did give me a happy pill, even though I still go through my depression,
Mm-hmm.
because I still wake up every morning. My daughter's not coming downstairs. So yeah, I deal with that every morning. That's going to be for the rest of my life until I can go see her again. You know what I mean? Um, the thing about it is, I didn't want to be on medication because I was on Zoloft.
I tried that too and had a bad experience with it.
Yo, it made me into a complete. I could see stuff on the floor and it would just pass by it. And I didn't want to be that person. Didn't feel anything.
I went through something like that.
Okay.
Trying to figure out. This was before I actually had a genetic test done where they
Mm,
swabbed the inside of my cheek, sent it to a lab and tested, and it would give them a list of medications that were specifically for my genetics.
really?
Yes. I forget the name of it. I want to say it was Geno Swab or something like that, but I can't remember the name of it. But that was how I ended up getting on what I have now. And before I did that though, we was just trying shit. Not even gonna
Oh,
lie,
okay.
trying
They're
shit.
just throwing stuff at the wall.
Yeah, cause I'm like, I don't know, like this is new for me, like, but you don't know what'll work exactly for me, so we just was trying shit.
Right.
Gave me this one new medication, it was called Vraylar, and at this time it had just was hitting the market, like it just was becoming popular. And I was like, all right, I'll try it. When I tell you, it made me blank minded. Like I
And
couldn't
that's not good.
subconscious. Like I was literally sitting on my couch, just staring at the wall like a zombie. And my oldest was like, "Ma, you all right? You good?" I'm like,
Right.
"I'm good," but I was so blank. I was so blank, and then I had other side effects. Like it attacked my nervous system too strong,
Oh, okay.
and I started having like weird muscle contractions throughout my body. It was weird. I had to go through emergency and get muscle relaxer and all of this
Well,
mess.
I have multiple sclerosis too.
You
So
do.
yeah, I was diagnosed when Jazz was 6. She was actually 5. I spent her 6th birthday in the hospital.
Aw. And I
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, so that's when I found out I had multiple sclerosis. So I was 38 years old at the time, and I was supposed to be in a wheelchair, but I said, nope, y'all not gonna. I'm not accepting that. I walked in here. I drove myself here. I'm driving myself home, and that's what I did. You
Mm,
know, even though they wanted to send me home without knowing what was wrong with me, I told them, you can't do that. We're not doing that. You're not sending me home, and I can't feed myself.
yeah.
Okay. So when I found out, at least I knew what it was. But then after that came the heart attack.
Mm,
Now I have a box in my chest. 60,
yeah.
at 40 some years old, I got a box in my chest because if things just started to snowball,
Hmm.
with your health. So be careful with your health. If you have to take your meds, take them. But I took myself off of some of that crap they had.
Yeah, like I wasn't taking everything she will offer.
No,
She will
no,
offer me a lot of different things, and I firmly stand my ground. Like, no, no, like I really just want what I need. I don't need nothing extra. Like, cause for
no.
I'm okay. Other than the fact I'm chubby, I don't have diabetes. I don't have kidney problems, liver
Okay,
problems.
that's you know what? That's good.
In
That's
turn,
good because I became diabetic. I went up to
all
354.
my problems here. This where all my problems
Well,
at.
mine was
Where
physical
all my
and
problems
mental.
at. I don't have no other issues.
But you know what? You'll be okay.
Yeah, that's what
You're
I
gonna
try
be
myself every day.
you're gonna be
It's
okay.
harder though. I ain't
You
gonna lie.
know,
It's
I
getting
know it's hard. I know it is.
yeah.
But you know what? I really firmly believe. Do I? I don't know. Let me. I was ready to tell a lie. I was ready to say you go through things that make you stronger. But then sometimes I feel like I'm about to break.
I feel like I done already been there. Like I've seen so many things. Well, I'm not gonna say I've seen it all, cause
Mm-hmm.
I ain't seen it all, but I'm already tired. I'm already
Oh,
right? Some days I just be like, God, like, why? I know you created me for a purpose, but why I gotta, why did I end up with a mental disorder? Why I gotta walk around and deal with this and reconstruct my life every other week because my body can't manage it? Like, why I gotta, why? Like every other,
I have a lot of why. I have a lot of questions. Like if
like,
you pay attention to my
every,
statuses
hey,
when I come up online, I always have a question because I'm always seeing something that I'm like, well, why? Why? Like when the doctor told me, he said, well, the form of something that I have is usually for Caucasians, right?
mhm,
And I told him, I said, look at me, bro. Uh, I'm 13% of whatever y'all it is. 13. I did my DNA, so the 13% is what's fucking me up. I'll be dead ass honest with you.
mhm,
Okay. The form of multiple sclerosis that I have, in the form of something else I have that he said usually only Caucasians get that version of it. I said, well, not well, black people ain't all black when some of us got caught up in the matrix. You know
mhm,
what I mean? Some of us got caught up in the bullshit,
mhm,
and I'm one of them. And,
mhm,
and um, the thing that I hate is I don't know my medical history.
mhm.
Okay,
You
I
don't know.
don't.
Huh?
Yeah, I know nothing about the people that gave birth to me. I know nothing about them at all. Jasmine has started digging.
I was about to say you could find that out.
Jasmine started digging. She's the one that made me take the DNA test.
Hmm.
So that got 1,400 connections in DNA, but no first cousins. I got a lot of second, third, and fourth, fifth, and sixth, seventh cousins
Hmm.
out there. And the more you come from now, my lineage goes back 800 years.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, but as you come down, it's more. It gets lighter. It gets lighter. I mean, light.
Hmm.
I mean, light palm light.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, okay, so there was a discrepancy in between the time I came and when my heritage started.
Mhm.
Okay, so uh 23andMe told me a lot of things that okay, all right, but I still haven't found the mother and father yet. I think Jazz found the mother though, because she told me she called her, and the husband answered and hung up in her face.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so if she's still alive, maybe that was them. You know what I mean? I don't know. I haven't. I told Jasmine. I said I don't necessarily want to meet somebody that didn't want me,
Mhm.
but I was doing it for her because she was planning on having children, and with all the illnesses that I had, she wanted to know what was the possibilities for her children.
Mhm.
Now I could be wrong. Is I'm trying my best not to blow my brains out. Okay,
Yeah.
because I really want to be with my daughter. I'll be honest with you. Uh, I even thought about selling everything down to just something to wear for that day, and just going. Gotta go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I promised my son-in-law that I wouldn't do that. So I'm gonna fight it out and try to get her music out and try to get things together and finish her journey, because everything she wanted was what I wanted.
Yeah.
Now I'm 60 years old trying to find out what it is I want. I don't really want anything. I'm almost at the end. Okay. All I want now is to let my dogs run free in a nice big backyard, grow some vegetables.
Mhm. You want to live a nice,
Just,
peaceful.
just,
Yep.
and my daughter is sitting in an urn. I want to have a place for her to just be.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I'm looking at the world and it scares me. It scares me. And I wish that I had the finances to buy land, because a lot of now, if you hear that, you if you pay if you are you on TikTok?
Mhm.
Okay, have you paid attention to people that are getting together and buying land
Mhm.
and
And
going off grid?
yep.
There are actually people out there with groups that are buying land. I wish I can't even buy a damn pack of cigarettes right now.
Yeah.
But if I had the finances, that sounds like something so amazing, where your kids could go out and frolic. Black folks don't even use the word frolic. I would like to frolic. You
Black
know,
black folks do it how black folks do it.
yeah. I want to feel that peace that I've been looking for peace for a long time. And what frightens me is what the government is doing.
And it's like you never know what they up to because you can't believe them.
The media. Have you
Yeah.
paid attention to the media? There is some kind of agenda. We just haven't figured out what it is yet.
Mhm.
Because while we're looking over here, they're doing something over there.
Because they want us to look over here.
They want us to look over here. Okay, that's how come they slid and did Roe versus Wade on a Friday night. Nobody's paying attention.
Mhm.
Okay, and then when the little coon Clarence Thomas talking about, yeah, I'm going to make liberals' lives miserable. Why it's got to be you? Okay, you want to hurt liberals for what? You're hurting your fellow human beings
Yeah.
because they don't agree with your type of politics. You want to go after them. You want to go after the people that are most vulnerable. Because when you think about it, only the poor whites and poor blacks are going to be going through the trauma. Because the average person can't afford to jump on a plane and go have an abortion because they can't have an abortion in their state.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to be forcing millions of women to have babies that they don't want. So now you got kids in the system,
Or kids being murdered.
or kids being murdered.
or
Sexually abused.
suicide. It's gonna be all types of self mutilation, and people gonna be doing all types of crazy shit trying to get rid of a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Now, y'all,
Basically, that's it.
like at this point, because people gonna do what they want to do. Period. Especially in the United States, we don't give a damn. We gonna live our life how the fuck
The
we
thing about it is with the United States is it's not that great of a country. Not when you think about it.
think it is. I feel like
People,
stepping stone, but you don't want to be here long term.
if Jazz was alive, if Jazz was still here, we were planning on leaving the country
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking about lately.
because people are actually fleeing to Mexico and Canada and different the Netherlands. They are getting the hell on. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Can't go nowhere with it. We're going to fly, and I can't put my dogs on the plane because they don't no. I can't take them little badass dogs on the plane because I can't tell somebody that my middle dog will not bite them because he will bite you. I believe he will bite you because he does not like anybody coming toward me. So now I can't even let nobody babysit his ass. He's just that bad. You know what I mean? Goddamn. But anyway, yeah, you try to make different moves and you find out you're stuck in the United States and you have to figure out how to deal with it. So Jazz said before she passed away, and she did this, she went and bought a bunch of dirt and seeds so we could grow our own vegetables. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm starting to grow my own vegetables. So I got
Which ones you got?
potatoes, I got sweet potatoes, tomatoes, white
Ooh,
potatoes, greens, beets.
ooh.
I'm trying to do stuff that I can eat because having a gastric bypass, I can't eat a whole lot of food. I can't get a plate like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times when I see food, I get sick because it's a lot of it, and because my mind automatically goes to how do I eat all of this? It was different when I was 354 pounds. I could knock some stuff out, but now that they've cut my stomach down to the size of this,
Mm-hmm.
I there's no way. So now getting to 118 pounds is an accident.
It was
After
a static response that your body had to the loss of your baby.
it, I was 170 when she passed away.
Mm.
Understand what I'm saying? And after she passed away, I ended up in the hospital for 3 weeks because the box of my chest actually burst through my chest.
I
You could,
remember.
yeah, you could see the wiring and everything, and then and I was in that hospital, and I just said, "Let me die, just let me go," because my daughter's not here, and I believe that she's the one that carried me through getting out of that hospital. Because
Mm-hmm.
she said, "Mama, you got stuff to do. I got a husband at home. You got to go take care of him." We look out for each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing we have. We look out for each other because Jazz was our nucleus, you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
And you don't know, you could be the one, Nikita, holding everything together. You understand what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
are the nucleus of your family. So you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself because of your girls.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you do that. Whether it's mentally or physically, take care of yourself because your daughters are going to need you.
Absolutely. And I know can't nobody raise them better than me.
Nobody, nobody. And I really believe that, yeah, I'm hurt that I don't have grandchildren, but then I think my grandchildren would be more hurt if their mother wasn't here.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody can raise your children but you. Nobody should raise your children but you. I know that she's up there with my grandbabies. You know, I tell her every day, kiss the grandbabies for me because I know they're up there with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were some pregnancies. They didn't show up. They said, nope, we ain't coming. But it's okay. I will meet them later. That I believe. I believe that I will see my daughter again, and that's what I hold on to. You know, the other day I believe that was her telling me a joke, and I laughed out loud because I could hear her voice. And it seems weird to somebody else. It seems like, Charlene, you losing your damn mind. But when I talked to you, I knew you were just as weird as I am. I knew you were just a lot of the things that you talked about made a lot of sense to me. You know what I mean? And so we had that connection. That's why I wanted to talk to you so much. Yeah, she's definitely with me, bossy. She's definitely, I know she is. You know,
Up there.
yeah, but no, but for you, for being for real, I said I got to talk to her because there's a lot going on behind those eyes. I just wanted you to express it.
I'm just trying to hold everything together, to be honest with you. There are some things that I do still record behind the scenes. Like I do a lot of features for
Hmm.
always rappers. They want a female R&B singer.
Right.
There's a couple songs that I have that I was supposed to put out on my birthday this year, but things ended up happening and I wasn't able to do it. So
Are you under any kind of management?
no,
Are
I'm
you under any kind of
I'm literally
label?
doing everything by myself. I don't know
Okay,
what.
we gotta talk. No, we gotta talk. No, seriously, I'm being dead ass.
I'm
We have to talk because I want to put you in front of somebody and see what happens. Okay. No, I'm being really serious because Green Game is doing a lot of big things.
Mhm.
Okay. And
I miss they lives. They lives used to be lit.
yeah, Jazz is still a Green Game artist, and her music will still come up under their label.
Mhm.
And yeah, we need to talk after this show is over, and I need some of your music
Okay.
because I think you're fantastic. I
Aw,
really do. No, seriously. And anybody that needs to be out there, I need their voice to be heard. So I feel like yours should be heard. That's what playlist promotion and conversation with friends is about.
mhm.
Getting the independent artist heard. Because when you think about it, y'all ain't got no money. You ain't got no money. Okay? You don't have money for promotion and all these things. Yeah, Swiss will ever be Green Game in my opinion. Yes, she will. But yeah, you guys don't have any money for promotion. You
Right.
know, and people are really taking advantage of some of these independent artists.
Mhm.
And it is really to the point where you don't know who to trust with your money. You know, I've heard about some of these big time promoters are actually taking money from artists and they're not giving them the services. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that because it's about if you're supposed to be helping, yes, I need income. Yes, I need the income.
Mhm.
Okay, because my company know I'm not taking in any income.
Mhm.
But I feel like it started out as a hobby, but now it's a legit company because of Geddes Willis.
Mhm.
Okay. Him and Jasmine was on my neck. Okay. Go on and make it an LLC. Go on and do it. You've been doing it for 3 years for free. Because it started out as a for me because I have multiple sclerosis and I can't work physically anymore, but I needed an outlet.
Mhm.
And Jazz was doing music. I said, well, I'll share your music out. Well, why not? I'll share your music out. So I made an Instagram and it just started out as something to do. But now it's to the point where, okay, this is a real thing. You need to make some money.
Feel passion.
Yeah, yeah.
Feel like yeah.
Yeah, so with Jasmine passing away, we were supposed to do this podcast together, a mother daughter thing. So I had to retool, rethink how am I going to present conversation with friends and playlist promotions. Well, first thing is to do is stick to the original, have the independent artists, let people get to know them. So now people are getting to know Nikita. Okay, they'll know that there's much more to you than just singing a song, that there's a spirit. behind it. There's
Mm-hmm.
a soul behind it. There's a human being. There's a young woman trying to find her way in life.
Definitely.
I really feel like people will become more connected to the artist that way. So if you have any songs that you want everybody to hear, like I told you before, you can play them. Let us hear. Let us hear what you got, because I know you got a beautiful voice. That I know from the live shows. Hey Ashley, how you doing, darling? Ashley Hoffman is in the room. Okay, baby girl, how you doing?
Hey,
Yeah,
Ash.
yeah. So yeah, if you have anything that you want to promote, or if you have any shows coming up, or you what's going on?
I don't have any, as far as music goes right now, I don't have anything going right now for music. Nothing. And it's
What do
not
you?
that I technically don't want to. Um,
Mm,
I just really don't. I'm doing everything by myself. I don't know. It's like I know like the steps and everything that I need to take, but working a full time job and raising three kids kind of get in the middle of that.
oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
I,
yeah, 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 yeah. But I see you have your own equipment, right?
huh?
You have your own equipment, right?
Oh yeah, I
I
just.
see it. I just said I see it. I see you had your own equipment. So that was the same thing. Jan has her studio upstairs. So I boxed everything up. I'm using some of the stuff now. Because I had already bought computers and stuff like that. Because we were going to just lay it out. You
Mhm.
know.
And then either I record on my laptop or I record
Mhm.
on phone.
Okay, so you need an engineer.
Yeah, I need
I
a
mean,
I need a manager.
yes, you do. You need a producer.
I need a lot of things. I ain't gonna hold you. I need a team.
Okay. Well, okay. The type of music you do is R&B ish.
R&B. So yes.
Yeah. So you need.
Mm.
I'm going to actually look for some producers. I have one in mind. Have you ever heard of QDH?
Mm-mm.
He did. Yeah. I'm going to have to hook you up with Big Rich. No
We
sleep.
yeah. Oh
You know who Rich is.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. Well, girl, all you have to do is get in touch with Rich. No, I'm being serious with you now.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah,
No,
I didn't know he was a music producer. I see.
girl.
I don't know. You know.
Rich is an A&R. Big. He is all. I mean, because he is showing me some ways of promoting. If you want to get promoted, you need to get in touch with Rich. Rich is awesome. Yes, he is. Hey, Ashley, baby girl. Yeah, but yeah, you really need to. I really need you to get in touch with Rich and tell him that you need these things, and those things will be brought to you.
Mm. Yeah, because I messed around and isolated myself so far away from everything. So like, I'm
Yeah, yeah,
still
yeah. He does. He does. Yeah, you.
back
Yeah,
in.
and because I'm gonna tell you, the night that Jazz did we went to Texas, Katy, Texas, and did the Loud Fest down in Katy, Texas, and then right after that she got killed. But anyway, that night after that show, her and QDH redid a track that she had done, but I had them redo the music, and it was such a beautiful thing that we recorded it, and I have that where it was just all in one night. I mean, it took him less than 5 minutes to do a whole beat and remix it and blend her in.
Mm.
He's good.
Yeah,
He's
he got.
he's really good. And QDH, and if you talk to Rich, I'm telling you, baby, you'll be okay. Because he'll come up. You can give him the concept, and he'll come up with the beat for you. Just tell him what you want,
Yeah.
okay? Tell him what you want, and because you got the vocals, that I know. I've heard. I've heard them. There's no sense in you not letting the world hear what you have to offer. There's no reason in not doing that. I just really, me and my heart, I just really want the best for you.
I
I
could.
really do. We've never met face to face, but I really want the best for you and those girls. You know, and take care of yourself and take care of them babies and make sure your mental health is taken care of first.
Yeah.
Okay, don't push yourself. Even though I'm saying get in touch with somebody, don't push yourself. If you're not ready, you're not ready. But I'm gonna tell you, once stuff starts coming at you, you're gonna get nervous. You're gonna say, "Am I ready for this?" Then you think about it. Hell yeah, I'm ready. I can do it. If I can do the bad stuff, I can do the good stuff.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the way I'm looking at it now. If I can do the bad stuff, I can do the good stuff. It's just that I have to peel myself out of bed from the depression.
And that's what I'm getting into now too. Like I'm on my self healing, self discovery journey right now. Trying
Hmm.
to know who I am and understand me, and get to the bottom of a lot of these issues that I have mentally that were affected that were brought in from my childhood or
Hmm.
from being an adult, just slowly trying to heal and get through those things, because that's mainly the only thing that's been keeping me back is healing. For a long time, I didn't realize that I didn't heal until I started learning more about what the definition of healing was.
Right.
Because I thought I was just going on about my life like I'm good. But then certain things will happen, and I take a step back and I be like, "Ooh, I reacted way too
Ooh, yeah, I've done that.
like
I've done.
like there was no reason for me to act like that." And then it will make me think, "Okay, that's a trigger. This had nothing
Right.
to do with this." So I'm just trying to get in tune with who I am so I can be the mother that I need to be for my kids and continue to hold everything together. Like you say that,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah, that's all you can do. I mean, and hopefully, the kids will understand as they get older and come into their own
Hmm.
that their mother did the best she could do with what she had.
And
Because I think about that.
yeah, because I told them, I explained to them what bipolar disorder was.
Hmm.
And my oldest actually has ADHD.
Okay.
So now me and her, we talk about things like that. Now, as far as mental health, like she'll come to me when she not having a good day.
Could you imagine having your mother and your daughter having ADHD? And that was me and Jazz. We
Hmm.
both had it, and it's like we had to bounce off of each other.
Hmm.
Because when she was focused, I was unfocused. When I was focused, she was unfocused, and we had to pull each other back. That's when you work with their disability. I don't know. You make it work for you.
Hmm. And that's really all we doing, because all of this is new to us. You know what I mean? That's really all we trying to do is just pull it together and just
That's
work.
it. Nobody diagnosed me when I was in fifth grade when they were sending me to psychiatrists. They didn't tell me that I was ADHD or ADD or that I had depression or any of those things. Because at that time, I'm in the fifth grade. Nobody's talking about depression in the black neighborhood.
Nobody. It was what happens in this house, stay in this
It
house.
stays in this house.
That's how I was raised. Yeah.
Yeah, a child is to be seen and not heard.
Get our
Stay in your place.
Yep. Stay in your place. Don't question nothing that we got going on over here.
Exactly. And that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing for children for you to tell them to shut up.
And my mama be looking at me crazy sometimes when I be explaining myself to my kids, and I'm like, how they gonna learn? I can't just tell them no, like y'all did me. Like, no, do this. Why? Because
Exactly.
like
Exactly. My
then
mother had a my
older.
mother had a problem with my daughter. She had a problem because I used to speak for Jazz because Jazz didn't really she was a baby. She didn't know how to speak up for herself. Let her talk for herself. No, shut up. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to speak up for her because you didn't speak up for me when I was a kid. My mother didn't speak up for me. She
Mm-hmm.
was always be the bigger person. Now I can know the person's lying on me. Grown ass person's lying on me. She knew they was lying, but she would tell me to be the bigger person. But they lying
On a child though.
on a child. You have grown people out there that do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me is an issue because if you know this person lies, why would you have them around your children?
Yeah.
You know, um, I was dating this dude, and he told my daughter that we were moving to Las Vegas, and I was pregnant, and I didn't have room for her. I'm like, no, man, no, 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 no. And I told her right in front of him because she called me at work. She was 7, 8 years old. You a grown ass man. What is you doing trying to compete with a kid for? This is another reason why I didn't have men around her like that. There is no competition when it comes to my child. There is none.
Yeah.
You do not fit, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the end, it's me and this child. I gave birth on purpose. I got pregnant on purpose because I was in my 30s. I'm like, yo, wait a minute. I'm taking care of everybody else's kid and I don't have my own. Made no sense. Everybody else is going out having a good time. I'm babysitting.
Yeah. That's how I was when I was younger. I ain't
Every,
gonna like my mom when she had my younger sister, I was about 15 and going on 16. I was not happy. I was not, and that sounds so messed up, but I was not happy when she was born because I knew that it was gonna be another baby I was gonna have to watch because my parents worked so much. I
you
didn't
know, that's
like
that. Wow.
when I did get out, I was wilding.
Okay.
I
Okay.
wasn't drugs or alcohol or none of that, but I was into the sexual shit.
You know what? In
You know,
actuality, I wasn't really that
I
sexually
was
active.
crazy.
I wasn't really that sexually active. I just wanted to hang out. I didn't start doing the drugs. I didn't get into drug. I wasn't even taking an aspirin for a headache. I went straight to cocaine when I found out what I found out.
Mm.
I mean, went straight to it. No sense in being a good girl no more. You know what I mean? And that's not cool for kids either. So
Yeah.
don't hold any secrets from them because it could be traumatic and you don't know how they're going to act out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how they're going to receive that. You
Mm-hmm.
know? So I believe that played a big part in me being the type of person I was. I really didn't. My family would be in the house and I would go in my room and lock the door. What am I talking to you for? We don't have anything in common.
Yeah. It's crazy what trauma would do to you and how it affects you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No,
And
seriously.
everybody, even though you can go through the same trauma, it affects everybody differently.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And you can't really put a person down. You can try to walk them through it, because Jasmine reacted to her trauma differently from what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I shut all the way down. I didn't want marriage. I don't want a boyfriend. I don't want a girlfriend no more. I'm cool. I don't want to deal with none of y'all.
And that's crazy you said that because I was the opposite. I was so focused on finding somebody who would love me because I felt so unloved. And I'm the middle child. It's 7 of us. I have 3
Hmm.
siblings and 3 younger siblings. I'm dead
Okay.
back in the middle. So, my older siblings, we got the same dad but different moms. And
Okay.
like 14, 13, 15, and just didn't want to deal with my dad anymore because he was the one that was abusive. They
Okay.
decided to leave. They had the option to leave. I didn't. My mama and daddy was in that house. I had to stay.
Okay.
I didn't have the option to escape my environment. And my mom, when my younger brothers were about 13 or 14, she decided to leave my dad. So I'm the only sibling out of all of us who endured a full 18, 19 years of my life
Wow.
same roof with my father. And I'm the only one that's really like as damaged as I am. Like it may seem like I'm doing good because that's the image I portray. Because I don't like people worrying about me.
Right.
I don't like
Right.
about me or like trying. I'm good. Like I
You're an introvert, but you were forced to be an introvert.
yeah. I
You
was
know
kind
what I mean?
of the only person I really got is my mom. Like I lean on my mom for everything. My mama is my everything.
Okay.
So sad. Like when she get like sick, I get so scared because I'm like, if I don't have her, she like to me like how Jazz was to you.
Okay.
Without
Oh
her, I would
shit!
I would be in shambles. Like my life would be in crumble.
Don't even think
Like I
about
would
it.
what?
Don't even think about it. Try not to think about it because me and Jazz started talking about my departure, and I was afraid for her. I was really afraid for her. I said, because the way you acting right now, and I ain't even left yet.
Mm-hmm.
You telling me what you're gonna do, and I ain't even left yet? No, you cannot act like that, and I won't be able to stop you. You know, because I used to be. It gets to the point where I could look at Jazz and tell when she was about to lose it. You know what I mean? But if I'm not here to see it, I can't protect her
Mm-hmm.
from herself. You know, because when you've been through trauma, the way you react to it could be deadly to somebody else. You know, so that's another reason why I'm looking at, okay, all these pressures that people are already going through. We don't need the government, the media, the stuff that surrounds us to have an agenda. We don't need that. You know, like with the kids. If your daughter came to you and told you she thinks she's a boy, what would you do?
Well, me and my daughter had a conversation, something like that. She came to me and she told me that she wanted to change her pronouns. Refer to her as them and they. And I still fuck up because this is so recent. And she 12, but
Mm-hmm.
actually she's really like 16.
Oh,
She's so damn smart.
been there, done that. Yeah.
Yeah, she came to me and I was like, okay, that's fine, and I still fuck up, but she'll correct me and be like, Mom, it's them, it's they, and she'll tell me, and I
Now that's the part I don't. Okay, I don't know when I'm supposed to use them and they. When am I? Because I don't. Let me tell you something.
so like how I keep messing up and I keep saying she. Instead of referring to her as her, you say they.
Oh.
So instead of saying she in the living room, they in the living room.
Oh. Okay.
Like,
Okay.
you know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Don't give them no pronouns at all. Don't miss. No
Right.
miss. No
Right.
mister.
She told me it's because she don't want to be defined by her gender. She want to be defined by who she is. They want to be defined by who they are.
That makes sense though.
And I was like, you know what? I'm not even mad at that. Like, and then they came to me another time and told me that they think that I'm bisexual. Now, this was when I started asking questions. So I'm like, well, what makes you think that? And
Mm-hmm.
they were like, well, I like boys and I like girls. And I'm like, okay, in what way?
Right.
Like I'm trying to get like down to the bone.
Right. You need
I'm
to
trying to
know.
see if she understand what she telling me.
Right.
And thing that I'm asking, I asked her a lot of questions. Everything that I'm asking her, she hitting right on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, so for now, I accept it because I'm her mom and I love her. I would never throw her to the side.
Right.
Me internally, though, I think they might be trying to be like me because I live in my truth. My kids know my orientation. My kids know
Mm-hmm.
disabilities. I know everything about them. They know everything about me. I'm completely open with them. Of course, to a certain extent because they're children. You,
Right.
but I'm completely open with them.
Well, I didn't tell Jasmine the truth about things that I did until she was, oh shit,
And
16.
it's crazy because my kids ask questions. They be asking questions.
Yeah, they do.
They be asking questions.
Yeah, they do.
Like sometimes if they ask me a question that's too far out there, I'll tell them like, when you get a little older, I'll tell you. But I like to push the boundaries sometimes because I want to see how open their minds are, and I
Mm-hmm.
what they're being exposed to when I'm not around because
Right.
my brother has a girlfriend. They just bought a house together. And so like that be my way of seeing how is this woman treating you when I'm not around? Like, like how do
And
you
you have to watch. You have to watch.
like how would you react when it comes to certain situations? Like I need to know how you think.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get deep with my kids. And a lot of people don't necessarily agree with me on that, but I say they're not your kids. So
Right. A
like
lot of people will say. A lot of people. I hear them. I hear a lot of the other people, not our people. I've heard our people say it sometimes too. But you can't be friends with your kid. That's why your kid don't tell you shit.
exactly. It's not all about there's gonna be times where your kids come to you and they need you as a friend, not as a parent. And sometimes I be having trouble with that because I'm so used to being in charge. I'm so
Right.
being in some type of authority level. I'm so used to being put in a leader of something. So some
Right.
come to me and they talk to me about their things. Like the first thing I start doing is telling them what they should do. Like, oh, I
Right.
got good advice for you. Like, you should try to do this, this, that. And it's like, it's not me dismissing what they're telling me. It's genuinely me like concerned and want to help them. Like, like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I be having to stop that when it come to my kids because at one point in time that was affecting Natalie, my oldest.
Right. Okay.
I was like, okay, I need to be a little bit more open minded. That was how I was raised coming out. Oh,
Right.
and
Well,
I'm like,
my parents didn't talk about your feelings when you was a kid. They didn't talk.
yeah.
They didn't care about your feelings.
And my mama be looking at me like I'm crazy sometimes. And I'm like, I come to you with my feelings, but sometimes my mom is so tough too because of her life. My
Right.
a lovey dovey Philly type of woman. Like my mama is not like she not really affectionate like that. You know,
Me.
now as an adult and she knows all the things that I've been through and she sees the trauma in me. Now she's softer with me. But as a child, no. Like
Now for me, now for me, I wanted to make sure.
yeah.
I wanted to make sure that Jasmine heard the word "I love you" every day, even when we was fighting. I love you,
Hmm.
bitch. You know what I mean? I love your ugly ass, or something like that, or whatever. But the one who raised me, the lady who raised me, I call her my mother. She was still my mother. But she didn't talk to me about my feelings. She didn't. I remember one time I said, "You look after this person, and if they blow their nose wrong, you run them with the tissue." But me, it's like, whatever. She said, "Well, you never acted like you needed me." Oh, so I'm supposed to fall out in the floor?
And that was
I
the
said,
thing. My parents, they always felt like I was independent. I didn't need for much.
right,
I was
right.
self operating. Like they didn't have to tell me twice to do stuff. They asked me to do stuff, I get up and do it. But it was just the like I'll give an example. Um, Me and my sister, you seen my old pics that I just put
Uh
up.
huh. Yeah.
Child, I've always been chubby. I've always been a thicker child, and up until when I hit puberty. When I hit puberty, that's when I started blowing up.
Okay.
My dad would tell me and my sister, just me and my sister, that we wasn't allowed to eat 3 times a day
What?
because we were chubby. He would tell us we wasn't allowed to eat 3 times a day. If we were to try to go in the kitchen and get a snack, he would shut it down.
Is Dad still around?
My dad,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't talk to him as often, but we have had a conversation before, like just recently. Me and my dad, not recent, but I would say a few months ago, back in March, me and my dad sat down and we talked, and I brought all of that up, like all of that up. The only thing is, my dad, he's very dominant. He's very headstrong. He is very like I got to be careful how I talk to him about certain things because if I say it how I really want to say it, we turn into a whole match. Like we get into it. Like so, I have to tread lightly when I talk about things. But he was actually more open to talking about a lot of the things that happened in my childhood than I thought he would be. So it was easy for us to talk about things, laugh about things, and I was able to forgive him, but I still live with the trauma. So he's in my life now, but I don't talk to him nearly as much as I talk to my mom.
Did
Like
you, did you
he,
see this comment? Did you see this what Bossy just said? Her mother wished her death 6 days ago.
oh wow, that's yeah, I could never. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I have, yo, she said, but she comes at me and wished bad on me, so I keep myself at a distance.
Hmm.
That is deep. I mean, that yo.
And sometimes you do have to ex family members out of your life.
No, you really do. You
Yeah,
really do. Being honest, you really do.
I don't
Because
care if they blood or
no,
not.
it doesn't matter if they have a last name or not. It doesn't matter to me. You gotta go. You gotta go. Because I'm not about to sit. and be miserable or talked down to or talked about or lied on. I'm not going through any of that anymore. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to sit back and let you make me be such a bad person that you make yourself feel better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing that. So if me cutting you off means that for me to get peace, then you are cut the fuck off.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what it's gonna be.
And that's what it is, and that's whether it's family or not. And that's why I try. It hurts. I wish I had a sister. I wish I had family. Well, I got. Well, technically, I have a brother and a sister, but those are not. You know, we'll leave that where it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. How the only thing we can do is keep going.
Keep going and stay
That's
strong.
it.
The thing that kind of gets me through a lot of my days is being optimistic. You have to stay open minded to where you see yourself in the future.
Yeah, you do.
Open
It's
minded,
just,
you see yourself being and becoming, because this isn't the end of me. And
no,
I,
it's not.
what did Boss EV say? She said, "Yep, I cut her off before, and people like, oh, it's your mom, etc. But look what happens when she can't control me.
Hmm.
They can't control you. That's when they start throwing them threats
But
at
you
you."
know what? I'm gonna tell you that's a narcissistic type of personality.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing when men beat women. The most dangerous time to in their relationship is when you're leaving and getting out and they lost control.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that goes with people. Period. When they find out they don't have control of you, you become the bad guy. You become the enemy. You the one with the problem. You the one with the mental illness. You know, and that's not necessarily true. What they're doing is reflecting that that's really who they are, but they put it up on you as you're the one doing it. You're the problem,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think that that's fair. You I didn't want a relationship with you, but you have a whole niece over here that y'all didn't even check on.
Exactly.
Okay, you don't have to deal with me, but you have a niece over here. You didn't come and get her. You didn't talk to her. You didn't try to check out and see if she was okay after the rape. You didn't come to me with court. You didn't do none of those things. But now you expect for her to help you if she becomes successful. No, that was a no for me.
Mm-hmm.
That was a no for me. And even when her music gets put out, don't come talking about my niece, my niece, my niece. No, suck a dick. Okay?
I wasn't there when she was alive.
You
Don't.
wasn't there when she was alive. Now you're not going. I'm not doing this with you.
Mm-mm.
Don't call me now. That's where I'm at. You left me alone all that time. Leave me alone now.
Yeah.
And what they don't know is Jazz told me everything. The shit that y'all said behind my back. She told me, "This is my kid. Are you stupid?
Yeah.
You
Like,
talked about
oh,
me behind my back to my child.
my kids don't keep nothing from me. I be doing.
Nothing." But see, that's what people don't understand. When you have a certain relationship, people will hate you because of how somebody loves you.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me is a mental illness. Yeah, it hurts, bossy. It does. It hurts. I know it does. Especially when you don't have a relationship with the parent that you should have.
Yeah.
You know, there were things that my daddy said to me, just like there were things that your dad said to you.
Mm.
He didn't always say them right, and I would just look at him like this motherfucker crazy, you know. But I thought it was just because he was an alcoholic, but he was a functional alcoholic.
Mm-hmm. Mine was too.
Functional. I mean, drove a city garbage truck. Functional.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not like he didn't have work ethic or none of that. He just didn't. He just didn't take feelings seriously. A feeling was just that. Get
Mm-hmm.
over it. You know.
Yeah, but you know what helps me forgive my father? What he went through as a child. He didn't have his father growing up, and his stepfather used to beat them.
Oh, okay.
So And then my mom, her parents, and because my mom is a twin,
Okay.
their parents died in a car accident when they were babies. So they were
Oh,
by their grandmother. Then their grandmother died from colon cancer. So then they were raised by my aunt, and my aunt was not a nice woman at all.
oh, wow.
So I forgive them because it's like, okay,
What
they
they went through.
good because of what they went through. Like they had it hard too, you know? So that's what makes me look at it from a different perspective because it's like, okay, me being older now, I'm kind of going through some of the things that they was going through a little bit. And
Right.
my dad tell me the reason why he would keep my ass in the house and just shield me from everything and just do as I say was because he didn't want me getting hurt because he said I was so nice and so kind
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and so
Uh-huh.
loving when people
But
love.
I'm gonna tell you, you nice kids, y'all scare the shit out of parents.
Yeah.
No, I'm being dead ass because my daughter, Jasmine, she was so nice and she was, she really didn't argue with a bunch of people. She didn't like bullies. So she saw somebody getting bullied. She would, she'd out there fighting in the street because somebody was getting bullied. You know, that's the type of person she was. And I don't know, man. Girls, but then when you think about people, but see, I never had a boy, so I don't know how it feels to raise a son.
Yeah.
But then I think at the same time, if I had a son, I would have to teach him how to be a man
Mm-hmm.
on his own. And I still feel like even if you're in a relationship, always be able to have your own.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Always.
It happen. Anything.
Anything can happen. They can change their mind.
Thought I was gonna be with these niggas. Like
Exactly. So it's like, no, honey. Like when I was younger and was going out somewhere, my father would say, always have cab money or bus fare. Always have at the time there were telephone booths, and you would have to have a dime or a quarter so you could
mm-hmm.
call somebody.
Mm-hmm.
A telephone booth. You're gonna see them now, but you
I
know
ain't
because everybody got a goddamn cell phone. But I think there should be still telephone booths, but people start using it for drug transactions, so that messed that up.
mm-hmm.
But anyway, I will be able to call my daddy if something happened.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, you can't even call your parent when things are happening. I think that's a shame because there's a lot of kids out there. There are a lot of teenagers out there right now don't have nowhere to go because their home life is so bad.
Mm-hmm. It makes me feel grateful for my mom because I hear so many people in my age group who have kids and their parents don't do shit to help them at all, to look out for
Nothing.
or look after their grandbabies or nothing. And then if they do want to, it's always something, some type of compensation, something that you got to do for them. My mom was never like that for me. Never. Even when I was living at home and I was working, that's the one thing I can say. My parents never asked for a dime of my money, but I always helped anyway.
You know what?
And it's like I just don't understand how somebody cannot love their grandkids. Your kids created your grandkids.
Right.
You know, how can you not
Right.
to spend time with them or not want to help your child? Like if you see your child struggling, don't just leave them and throw them to the wolves. Like
It's
help them out.
But
Like
it's a control factor. It's a control factor, darling. It's a control factor. They don't have control anymore. My mother was telling me that she wasn't even allowed to go off her front porch at age 16.
see,
That's
no,
how she.
that bad. My daddy
Yeah,
went.
that's that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Like my mother's mother was just that bad, and I didn't like her.
And
I'm
that's
gonna be
back in
honest.
the day when it was a little bit safer for kids to be out. Like back in the
That's
day,
how my mother
that
ended up. That's
time,
that's how my mother ended up with.
bikes around the whole city and
Yeah,
be good. Like
girl, we go
it
outside when in the
still
'70s.
sounds.
In the '70s, we would go outside and wouldn't come back in till nighttime, till the
Yeah,
lights,
I
till
could
the
do that.
street lights come on. Okay,
I wish
but
I
now you can't do that. You cannot do that now.
and we
Okay,
didn't do it back in the '90s for real. Like we could, but it was only so far we could go. We
right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
And he's like, okay, y'all can go around the block, you know what I'm saying, but don't go around the whole neighborhood cruising, and you know what I'm saying, like. But then in the
I
2000s,
left Chicago in the '90s because of how bad it got. I left Chicago because I had a baby, and They were doing things to kids, and I had to go. So I ended
Chicago.
up moving to Ohio. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Chicago ain't no joke. You know, and I didn't see a future there,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I was trying to get away from some abusive shit. So it was time to when it was